Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Z here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Creative Outlier One Plus Bluetooth earphones. Now before I begin this review, I just wanted to give a shout out to the actual brand Creative because they did send these earphones out to me to review, so thank you guys. And if you guys hear any background noise, it's probably because it is raining outside. It is heavily raining outside. Anyway, these are the Creative Outlier One Plus. They were sent out to me by Creative, so thank you to the actual brand Creative. Let's get talking about them now. So let's first talk about some of the features that you get with these Bluetooth earphones, because they're not your average pair. They have a built-in music player, so you have up to 4 GB of storage on these actual earphones. So if you wanted to just transfer music onto the earphones and then just play them without having to use your phone, you can do that. So you don't need to take your phone with you on a jog. You just have your earphones in your ears, so long again as you transfer the music onto the actual earphones. And you would do this by using the included micro USB cable, by plugging that into the earphones and then plugging that into your PC. And by doing this, you would usually get a folder that pops up, and then you would just transfer the music files into the earphones, into the folder, that is. Now, about jogging with these, so I actually took these to the gym the other day and I was running with them on the treadmill, and I noticed that the right side just kept falling out of my ears, even with the actual ear hooks on them. And the reason why they kept falling out was because the remote is located on the right side, so there is that slight imbalance because the right side is heavier. So that is why the right side just kept falling out, and because of that, the left side fell out, and I just didn't end up using them. But I do understand that everybody's ears are different, so they might fall out for me, but for you, they might actually stay in your ears. So again, these are the Creative Outlier One Plus, Bluetooth version 4.2. They have a built-in music player. You get up to around, let's say, to be safe, I'll say about 6 to 8 hours of music playback time on these. It's IPX4 rated, so sweat-proof, light water resistance, so you can take these out on a run with you if it is raining outside. Speaking of rain, it is actually raining outside now, as mentioned previously. And of course you get the built-in controls and microphone. Okay, so now let's look at the build quality of these. So let's see, we have the actual shells of the earphones. They are made out of plastic, and you have some TPU on there as well. So that's like a soft plastic slash rubber. It's like almost like a silicone, except it is a lot harder than that. So you have that for the stems, and then you have the actual silicone wing tips that these ship out with, and you also get the silicone tips. Sorry, the silicone ear hooks, and then the silicone tips. Now I believe the batteries are located in the actual earphones as opposed to the remote, which is usually the case. Now if I take off the ear tip, you'll see that the chambers on these, so the nozzle is quite large, and I actually measured that and I got around 8 millimeters. So that is quite a large nozzle, and the reason why I'm mentioning this to you is because the average size pair of ear tips will not fit on these earphones because the nozzles are very big. So you are restricted, or should I say you are limited to the ear tips that ship out with these earphones. So take that into consideration. But with that said, let me say that these are very forgiving. So you don't necessarily need to use a good ceiling pair of ear tips with these. You do get good sound regardless, but if you want that noise isolation, so you don't want to hear the outside noises, then you might want to get a good fitting pair of ear tips so that they would seal your ears properly. Now moving down to the cable, you'll see that it is the flat style cable, which I honestly prefer over the rounded cable. I just feel like it's more durable. And then for the remote, you have a bunch of buttons on here that have multi-functions. So for example, the plus and minus buttons raise and lower the volumes, and along with that, they also skip and go to the previous track. And you would use this a lot if you were using the built-in music player. So if you wanted to skip to the next track, you would hold the plus button for around 2 seconds, and the same thing goes with the minus button. you would press that for 2 seconds to go to the previous track. Now when it comes to audio and video synchronization, these play relatively well with that, assuming of course you are using some of the later Bluetooth versions, so anything above Bluetooth 4.0 should be fine. Basically, I paired these with my PC. I was using them for YouTube for a little bit, and I noticed that there is a delay, or a increased delay, the longer that I use these with watching YouTube. Now when I paired these with my iPhone 6, the delay was pretty much by a few milliseconds, so not very noticeable, so definitely on point for that. Now I kind of expected this because the Bluetooth chip in my laptop is Bluetooth 4.0 as opposed to the Bluetooth 4.2 that's in my iPhone 6. Now whether or not you'll experience this delay with your Android device, I have no idea, to be honest. I have tested out Bluetooth earphones in the past that worked perfectly fine with my iPhone 6, so there was no delay, but then I had people commenting on my video that they have experienced delays with their Android device. So again, I have no idea whether or not you'll experience that delay with your Android device. That is again with the audio and video. Now when it comes to the sound quality on these earphones, I do have to say that these sound pretty darn good for a $30 pair of Bluetooth earphones. So the sound signature is more of a U shape, so you have a pretty good bass on these. It's not over pronounced, so I think that it's a good amount of bass if you ask me, and then you have prominent and detailed highs. The highs are not over pronounced, they're just enough so that you get good detail within the highs. So you're not going to get listening fatigue when using these earphones. At least I didn't get that. Also, the soundstage is very good on these, and mind you, these are a single driving pair of earphones, so you have one dynamic driver in there. So overall, very good and full sound for a $30 pair of Bluetooth earphones. Now just back to the remote for a moment, because I did miss out the mic test sample that I wanted to give you guys. So here's what the microphone sounds like on these earphones, in case you guys were wondering about that. Hey guys, this is what the microphone sounds like on the Creative Outlier One Plus, and I'm using my iPhone 6 voice memo app to record this audio, along of course with the earphones. So overall, these are a very good sounding pair of Bluetooth earphones for the price. Again, these cost $30, and I'll post a link in the description below in case you guys were wondering where to pick up a pair from. Just remember that if you plan on pairing these with a Bluetooth 4.0 device and you plan on watching video with these earphones, you are going to notice a delay between the audio and the video. Anyway, that's been it. Thank you guys for watching my review on the Creative Outlier One Plus. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, please do leave a like. Again, thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll catch you on the flip side. One more thing, guys, that I almost forgot to mention is there's this app by Creative. It's called SB Connect. Basically, you can't really do anything with this app besides for switch from MP3 mode to Bluetooth mode. Other than that, there's no changing sound profiles or anything of that sort. It's just a very basic app. Maybe on Android you can switch up the profiles, but with this iOS app that I have here, you can't really do anything with it. Just thought I'd mention that.